It was a chilly November afternoon in Chicago. Donald Trump, dressed in a long blue-black coat and a signature red tie, was walking down Michigan Avenue. He had come to the city for a meeting, but decided to stroll back to his hotel to soak in the vibrant energy of the city. As he approached a corner near Millennium Park, something caught his attention. Sitting hunched against a building was a woman, her clothing worn and frayed. In her trembling hands, she held a piece of cardboard with the words, "Veteran in need. Please help." Trump stopped abruptly, his gaze fixed on the woman. Trump approaches a homeless veteran. Ignoring the busy crowd that swirled around him, Trump was struck by the exhaustion in her eyes. He walked over, drawing curious stares from passers-by. "Ma'am," he said gently, "what's your name?" Startled, the woman looked up. She hadn't expected anyone, let alone Donald Trump, to stop. "Teresa," she replied hesitantly. "Teresa Hensley." "You're a veteran?" Trump asked, kneeling to meet her gaze. "Yes, sir," Teresa said in a soft voice. "I served in the Army for 12 years. Got injured overseas and, well, life's been tough ever since. Trump offers help." Trump listened intently. "Why are you out here? Don't you have a place to stay?" he asked. Teresa shook her head. "I lost my apartment months ago," she explained. "I couldn't keep up with the rent. I've been trying to get back on my feet, but it's hard." Her words hit Trump deeply. Here was a woman who had dedicated years of her life to serving the country, now left to struggle on the streets. He knew he couldn't just walk away. Reaching into his pocket, he pulled out his phone. "Stay right here," he told Teresa firmly. "We're going to fix this." Trump stepped a few feet away and called his longtime assistant, Margaret. "Margaret," he said urgently, "find the nearest hotel with availability and get a doctor who can do a quick checkup. It's important." Margaret responded swiftly, as always. Immediate relief returning to Teresa. Trump reassured her. "Help is on the way, but first, let's get you something warm to eat." He bought her a steaming bowl of soup and a sandwich from a nearby vendor. As she ate, her trembling hands slowly steadied. Trump sat with her, asking about her life, her military service, and how she ended up in such a situation. Teresa shared stories of her deployments, the friends she'd lost, and the injury that had cut her career short. Transitioning to civilian life had been more challenging than she'd ever imagined. Within minutes, a sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb. Margaret had wasted no time. A driver stepped out, opening the door. Trump helped Teresa to her feet. "This is for you," he said gently. "We're taking you somewhere safe." Teresa hesitated. "Why are you doing this, Mr. Trump? You don't even know me." Trump looked her in the eye. "Because someone should have done this for you long ago," he said. A fresh start. The SUV whisked them to a nearby luxury hotel, where the staff, prepped by Margaret, welcomed Teresa warmly. She was escorted to a top-floor suite with a hot shower, fresh clothes, and a comfortable bed waiting for her. A doctor soon arrived to check on her health, providing much-needed medicine and advice for recovery. Meanwhile, Margaret had reached out to Veterans United Support Services, a nonprofit organization specializing in helping homeless veterans rebuild their lives. Within the hour, a representative named Lisa arrived to meet Teresa. "We're here to help you," Lisa said kindly. "Housing, job training, whatever you need. You're not alone anymore." Tears welled up in Teresa's eyes. She turned to Trump, who stood quietly nearby. "I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Trump," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "You don't need to thank me," Trump replied with a kind smile. "You earned this long ago." A new beginning. By the next morning, Teresa's life had taken a dramatic turn. Veterans United had arranged temporary housing for her, and Trump's foundation had committed to covering her rent for the first year. He even handed her a check to cover immediate expenses. As Trump prepared to leave, Teresa stopped him. "Mr. Trump," she said, her voice steady and filled with determination, "you've changed my life in ways I can't even describe." "Thank you," Trump smiled. "You're going to do great things, Teresa. Just promise me one thing. Pay it forward someday. I will, she vowed, a newfound confidence shining in her eyes. As Trump stepped out of the hotel and back into the lively streets of Chicago, he felt a quiet sense of fulfillment. In just a few hours, one life had been transformed. For Teresa Hensley, the future suddenly looked bright.